Okay guys, allow me to start this next review by saying good luck. I was at Champs hoping to get the last of the back to school shopping sales and got really lucky. The associates at the store forgot to mark this down. This originally cost $175 but was able to get this down on sale for $99. Paid $115 for this. It was the last day to get this shoe. So that being said, good luck, because probably not until after the holiday shopping season this shoe goes back on sale. With that being said, they had to honor it because it still had the $99 ticket on it, but was able to get it for $115, even though originally it cost $175. So today's review, we're looking at the Nike Air Max 95 Essential. Let's go ahead and get started. So even though on this channel before I've done sneaker reviews, this is a true sneaker review because before we've done things like the Nike Air Max XC, which is the cheaper version of this shoe. So excited to do this shoe review today because even though we've done sneaker reviews on this channel, this is a real true sneaker review. This being the 95, what makes this true is the fact it has the heritage that those other shoes did not have. This is one of the most expensive or more expensive Nike pair of sneakers you can buy. This is $175. Those other sneakers in the past that we've done, like I mentioned, the XC and the Pegasus, for example, are nowhere near that price point. And that's because each of those sneakers are basically a spin-off, and that's why it costs so much, and that's why sort of an original shoe, it makes this a true sneaker review. We'll notice shopping for the Air Max 95 Essential is right next to it is the Air Max Plus. And first impressions, if you don't know the Air Max 95 or the Air Max Plus, you would think they were the same. And actually, on Champ's website, they are priced similar to the Air Max 95. The Air Max 95 retail for $150, originally $175, and the Air Max Plus retail for $139, so $10 less, but also originally $175. And actually, the pair that I was looking at were similar in color to this pair of Air Max 95 we have here in front of us. The Nike Air Max Plus at Champs came in a Photon Dust Varsity Red color pattern, which I thought looked great. It was simple, neutral, red, gray, black, white. Can't go wrong with any of those colors. This, however, a little bit different, so let's go ahead and talk about that now. Not sure what makes this essential, but if you go to Nike.com and look up the Nike Air Max 95, they give this a hell of a talk about. Taking inspiration from the human body and 90s track aesthetics, I think the Air Max 95 Essential is the more true of the two. So in front of us, the Nike Air Max 95 Essential in platinum green gold. I was lucky enough to get this right before going back up to full retail. Now for the impressions. That first part, even though covered a lot of good information, was just a quick rundown, getting my feet wet. Like I said, this is the first true sneaker review. So let's go ahead and do the impressions portion of the video to sort of familiarize myself with this sneaker. So, like I said in the previous segment, I was leaning towards the Air Max Plus originally because I liked the color better. It was the same price and had an extremely similar style, similar disposition, I would say. It had the Air Max bubbles at the bottom. In fact, both are part of the Air Max line. But even though I preferred the color selection of the Air Max Plus, I knew there was something more to this pair here. Even though I wasn't able to put my thumb on it right away, like I said, between the Air Max Plus and the various different color options it is available in, and the fact that it's the same price as our 95. What is it that made me pick the 95? Well, first off, I think what led me to pick the 95 Essential was the boldness that it offers. It makes this shoe stand out. So, yes, it's neutral, perhaps, boring, with gray and black and white, but like I said, does stand out from the Air Max Plus, which is just red, black, and gray. So, red, black, and gray, that's a pretty typical, usual color palette, right? But with the Air Max 95 Essential, dark green, like a royal green, and then you get gold, yellow accents, a small gold, yellow accent at the bottom of the laces. You also get a sort of coat of arms on the tongue, a shield with the Nike check and Nike written inside, almost like part of a royal family, right? You feel like a king, or you feel like royalty or specialty wearing this shoe. It definitely stands out. It's bold. And then on the bottom, even though the bottom of the shoe has yellow tread, you can actually see flat on the table the yellow underneath. It shines outwards, which is crazy. So like I said, this shoe, even though it was the same price, it is just slightly more expensive typically, but it does have that extra element of specialty and nuance or originality to it that the Air Max Plus does not have. White sole, black tread, iconic Air Max bubble at the front, got the green Nike check at the back. Usually with Nike sneakers, it's a bold Nike check in the middle, but this is at the back. And what makes this shoe perhaps stand out is it's a layered gray striping, mixed materials actually, which span from the front of the shoe to the back of the shoe, that run from the bottom of the sneaker up to the top by the laces, which add an element of sophistication. What really probably drives the price of this shoe to be so high at $175. So the first layer is a light gray mesh netting over the laces. It's at the top here. We then go down to a light gray leather stitched over. And by the way, on Nike's website, they refer to these lines, these layers that run from the front to the back, as flows. So you've got this light gray mesh layer at the top, at the very bottom of the layers. They're staggered, so you can see each and every layer. But this is the first layer on the shoe, this mesh netting, and then the second layer is this light gray leather, and then below it is also light gray, but a different texture. It's like a fuzzy Alcantara. That is the third flow or third layer. And then you get a dark gray square stitched pattern fabric. And then finally at the bottom is a dark gray near black for the fifth flow. And actually, to demonstrate the difference between each material, each layer, if you run your finger across, you can hear the mesh versus the leather versus the soft leather Alcantara versus the square pattern and versus the sort of canvas at the bottom. In summary, to get the best idea, the silhouette or the color pattern of this shoe, I think it could be best defined as light, dark, light, dark. Okay, now for my first impressions on foot. This segment of the video, the try-on. This is a size 11. It's what I typically wear. It's what I typically look for, shop for. And what I can say is they fit true to size. The tips of my toes are just barely touching the front of the shoe. Overall, it's a comfortable, secure fitting shoe. Found these to be really nice And even though it's a heavier shoe, it does still maintain good flexibility. It is rigid, so not like a running shoe, but supportive and comfortable and true to size, most importantly. For those of you with wider feet, probably look elsewhere because this is just a regular size shoe. Nike probably sells a wide on its website, but at Champs was not able to get a wide. So with that being said, for those of you with wider feet, if you're at Champs, ask them if they have a pair. This is not a wide, so if you have a wide foot, this will not be comfortable for you more than likely. Let's talk about the support. So like I said, not a running sneaker, but let me elaborate. Yes, I did say it was flexible. It's a heavy shoe, but is still lightweight thanks to the lightweight materials. But it's also rigid, which makes it secure, which I think is important in terms of support. Having the shoe feel tight and secure and snug without being overly cramped or uncomfortable is extremely important for support. And it's also the reason I recommend buying true to size most of the time. Never a half a size or a full size up. Always at least a half size under in some cases, or true to size. And because this is true to size, it fits great and feels tight and snug on the foot, which is important in terms of support. But what I wanted to say actually was, no, it's not a running shoe. It does get inspiration, and you probably actually could run in this a little bit. It's actually really nicely planted. It's not narrow to the point that I feel like I could roll my ankle, and it's not so high off the ground that I feel like I could roll my ankle. I feel like it's actually pretty close actually to a running shoe, just slightly too heavy to be a running shoe, but it does have the support like a running shoe. And what gives this its support are the Air Max bubbles at the bottom and the sole. So you've got one large Air Max bubble at the heel, and then you've got two smaller ones at the front. Overall, the intended use case for something like this is active, but most importantly, something you can wear time and time again and beat the crap out of. This is not a limited edition or release shoe. Yes, it's expensive, but because Nike makes this continuously and updates the style each year, and because they use premium materials like rubber, leather, and canvas, you can see it's extremely well built. You can be active in this, do a variety of different things in this, walk around town, run errands, look good doing it, and get good support out of it. So like I said, it's a mixed use case type shoe. It's a pretty utilitarian type shoe, but with that added element of support and style and sophistication. In conclusion, this is a great daytime shoe for running errands, being active during the day. Going out at night, maybe you could get away with this. Not something I would recommend. What I recommend wearing with this pair of shoes during the day, going to work, running errands in it during the week, is dress this up with a pair of navy blue or black pants. Any pair of pants you have that are darker in tone will offset the light. It does require some contrast because the shoe itself has contrast in it, and you can see in this example it looks great with a pair of black pants or dark green pants. My name is John. I really hope you enjoyed this first impressions trial comparison. Today we looked at the Nike Air Max 95 and compared it to a couple of other shoes. I think this would be great with a pair of navy blue or black or darker colored pants. I'm going to wear this during the week. Commute with it, run errands with it, be active with it, go do things with it.